all the gin joints in all the towns in all the world. She walks into mine.
With that single line, Humphrey Bogart, aka Rick, cemented Casablanca as one of the most iconic films of the 20th century. And if this film could be romanticized into a cocktail, it would be the Casablanca No. 2. Hey everyone, the Casablanca No. 2 comes straight from Difford's Guide and is Simon Difford's modern take on the original Casablanca cocktail. The original drink was inspired by the classic 1942 film of the same name. But honestly, the Casablanca No. 2 better captures the essence, timeless glamour and bittersweetness of the movie. Released during World War II and set in the same era, Casablanca captures the tension of 1942, when the city was a last resort port for those hoping to flee war-torn Europe. Rick, played by Humphrey Bogart, has made Casablanca his permanent home, running Rick's American Cafe, his refuge from heartbreak. But Rick's past catches up with him when Ilsa, his former love, unexpectedly walks back into his life. She left him in Paris the day it fell to the Nazis without an explanation or a goodbye. In Rick's bar, the men and women order champagne cocktails or cognac and sometimes mum champagne, my favourite. But if I ordered a Casablanca No. 2 from the sweet Russian bartender, this is how he'd make it. With Citron vodka, I'm using Absolut. Galliano Vanilla. If you can only get Authentico, that is fine, but it will taste more botanical than vanilla. The vanilla really smooths everything out. Advocaat, which is a custard-like liqueur. And cream and orange juice. There's nothing wrong with using bottled, but I'm using fresh when it's a small amount like this. So you need a chilled glass, and I think it's only fitting to use a coupe glass for this cocktail, but a martini glass will work too. So just stick your glass in the freezer for a couple of minutes and that should really chill it down. So let's add ice to the shaker. So I'm going to juice the orange. Okay, so orange juice in the shaker, and we need 30 mils or 1 ounce of orange juice. Okay, and 30 mils or 1 ounce of Citron vodka. And we need 30 mils or 1 ounce of Advocaat. So next, 15 mils or half an ounce of cream. So last but not least, we need 7.5 mils or 1/4 ounce of Galliano Vanilla. So to measure this out, I've put a pourer on here and I'm going to use 2 measuring teaspoons. I've got a 1 teaspoon measure, which is 5 mils, and a 1/2 teaspoon measure, which is 2.5 mils. I just find it easier, and also it's like a very small measurement, so it's very hard to be able to find the mark for that on a jigger if it's even on there. Usually it isn't. Not really staying in with this particular lid. Okay, now the 1/2 teaspoon. Okay, we've got everything in, so it is time to shake. Let's go. Okay, I can feel it getting really cold. So what we're going to do is double strain. Feeling a bit lazy today, so I'm going to just use the top of the cobbler and my strainer. Ooh, and there's a lovely yellow colour. Look at that, how beautiful is that? Such a beautiful lemon colour, and I don't think it needs any garnish. You could probably sprinkle some nutmeg on the top, but I think it is just perfect the way it is. And there's no worries if you just want to strain it once, that's fine. So here is the Casablanca No. 2. Let's give it a taste and imagine the movie Sam, Play Sam, is tinkering on the piano in the background. It's citrusy with a soft vanilla undertone, and the custard texture isn't thick or gluggy. It really adds a beautiful flavour to the drink, and it meshes so well with the cream. I know that orange juice and cream might sound like a really weird combination, but it really does work here. It's the kind of cocktail that makes you want to dim the lights, slip into something more comfortable, settle onto the couch and be swept away by one of the greatest films ever made. If you haven't seen Casablanca in a while, or ever, this is the perfect excuse to make a night of it. And if you love this drink, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And please do let me know in the comments what you think of the cocktail, the movie, or both. Here's looking at you, kid.